Okay, healthy living has come a long way from the height of the fat-free craze. In fact, many high-fat foods are now recommended as part of a healthy diet. Here to explain is registered dietitian Susan Watson. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
It's nice to see fat back on the menu.
Absolutely.
And you know, we've come so far from the time of where we had to like count the grams of fat. Now you're saying it really comes down to the type of fat.
Yes, absolutely. So understanding fat is very confusing, and when we take a look at health, it's not necessarily the amount of fat that we're consuming, it's the type of fat that's most important that will impact our health.
And then also how it plays in or plays a role with processed foods, right? We want to make sure that processed foods are limited in addition to where the bad fats are.
Yes, absolutely. So whole foods are definitely going to be a better source for your foods as well. So let's talk a little bit about the different types of fats that we have right here. So let's start off with saturated fats, or more well known as the bad fats. And they're found in animal-based and processed type meats. So ones that we've got here, full fat dairy as well. We see a lot of saturated fat, and as well as like butter and different meat products. That's where the saturated fat is. And the research has been, a little bit
confusing.
Very confusing. But what we're seeing right now is when you replace saturated fat with unsaturated fat, it helps with lowering cholesterol. So right now, if you have a diet high in saturated fat, that is pointing towards still raising your LDL cholesterol.
Okay, let's talk about some other fats as well that we should be considering in our diets.
Yeah, so the other fats, or what well known as the good fats, is the unsaturated fats. And you can find those in food items like canola oil. I've got a local product here that's a cold pressed canola oil, so it's not as refined. And you'll also find it in nuts and seeds and avocados, as well as you'll find unsaturated fats in salmon as well. And what's really great about unsaturated fats is they help, when you replace them from saturated fats, they help lower your cholesterol as well. So good for heart health.
Okay,
heart protective.
And then when it comes to things like dairy, mayonnaise, what's your take on that kind of stuff?
Well, with dairy, when we're talking about dairy, full fat, one way to lower your saturated fat is to go with a lower fat product. So lower fat cheese, lower fat milk. When we take a look at full fat milk, going down 2% is adequate. Don't have to go all the way down to skim milk. But a lot of people want to know, like, how do I lower the saturated fat in my diet? What are some tips? So I've got a couple different tips right here. One of the easiest ones that you can do is, if you are a butter lover and you want to have a little bit more moderation, what you can do is you can swap butter for a non-hydrogenated margarine. And this product here by Cell is great because it uses the olive oil and the canola oil, as well as this new one right here with avocado oil. So all those heart-healthy plant-based oils built right into a spread that you can just swap out as an alternative.
Awesome. Look, there's so many great tips, and I know at A Little Nutrition you have lots of great recipes as well, incorporating some of these fatty products. We appreciate this. Thank you so much, Susan.
You're welcome.